Yes, I've started the stream back up again. I don't know what's going on with my internet provider, but that was weird because it's like the stream's gone offline and it's still very much online. I had to click end stream. Yeah, I just restarted it. Hopefully we won't get too much trouble. But Cork and Ziha has requested a pause. I'm gonna go and try and like push the Ethernet cable into the back of my computer. Maybe that'll help. Yeah. Alright, I gave it a bit of a nudge. Hopefully that didn't ruin everything. Cool. Sick bros. And I really need to go to the shop and get myself some crisps and hummus because I really feel like crisps and hummus. But I'm gonna have to put on jeans and be a big boy. It's not worth it, guys. I just want to stay in here and wear my ragged pajamas and children's gloves, but can't get what you want. Not always, anyway. Yeah, obviously by hummus I mean mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, like, with a little bit of spice in it. Wipe the whole computer while I'm at it. Black pepper. Hummus is easy to make. Yeah, Emily makes good hummus, but I'm more of a consumer lich. I don't make the hummus, I eat the hummus. It's just chickpeas. Mayo is easier to make. No way, man. Mayo is an art. Wow. Levy's just not dying. Like, he just doesn't die. Look at that one temple there. Look at this one. He's got like 50 guys just like pounding him, and he's like, yeah, I'll take it all, man. Now let Lord Canning on a Friday night. So now Elegant's got mid again. Levy never ever dies. Yeah, apparently. He's got that 22.5 armor, that hardened shield. Yeah. He's like skid marks on the toilet pan. Poetry. Chibarino? Where is he? Oh, there he is. There's the Chibarino. So Cork and Ziha, he had double ghosts and he's changed out of it into a chip. Not sure that's the wisest decision. He definitely wants his ghost back. He's got the gas for it. Nope, he's going for a second chip. And yeah, the temples, the scaling is just, you know, really taken flight here. Look at him. Yeah, max power leaving is not going to have much of a significance. He was just kind of rally pointing around here. Levy bought some Zerglings. So I guess he's changed into Zerglings. He's going to be able to spam out a lot of health and armor. Basically, the Cracklings, they have a lot of health, and I guess his idea is to spam out more stuff more health instead of more hardened shield. I don't think that's the right call. I think hardened shield's still better, but Levy, he likes to experiment. You know, he's a very experimental player. Because now he's got a bunch of armor. It's like, well, you know, 22 armor cracklings, that's great. You know, you can't get much better than that, but 22 armor still doesn't armor cap everything. Big Ones did a big drop here. I don't think he's going to kill this PF. No. Double medevac full of units. That really was bad in terms of yeah. That was really bad in terms of trade, obviously. But you know, at this point, you can afford to do things like that, and it won't like, because you can't kill him after doing that. Of course, cracklings do hard counter temples. They do 30 or take 26% less damage from temples, but it's the marines that you have to worry about. Although 25 damaged marines right now, that's almost, it's doing 3 damage against the cracklings. The only thing that's actually like breaking through the armor of these cracklings are the temples. So for Big Wins, for example, he can't really trade with Levy anymore because these cracklings genuinely are ripping through his army. So it's not a bad choice against Big Wins. Although what I would say is that the same was true when he had temples. Levy's temples were armor capping the marines, and they were also armor capping his temples. Although, I guess not as much. 40 damage. It's hard to say. It's hard to say how wrong this decision was from Levy. It could even be a right decision. I would definitely say it's slightly, like, at least 20% wrong, but it's not a huge problem. Because just look at how these temples are tanking. Even 2 Colossi, 2 Chibis. Oh boy. Plus 10, EMP doing 575 damage. So 2,150 with all 4. It'll still, the Chibi still lives after 4 EMPs at 10 damage. Queen Festa. And Daniel's saying, what should I have done in the first 20 minutes? Because you're new to ledge play. So kind of ledge play for me means if you're holding this tower and they can't get you off of it, you don't need to take the trade on the ledge. Sorry, let's watch these nukes. Oh, he's made some banelings. Nice. Yeah, so you don't need to actually fight on the ledge. And most players are like, if I've got disruptors and you've taken my ledge, it's not like I'm going to try and cram my army in there and take a bad fight. And then like maybe try and get some disruptor shots off. But it's more about the fact that you've got the vision, and they will basically, if you're the disruptor player and someone's got your ledge, if you can't take it, you have to fight the other team. You're not going to fight the other team on the ledge because you'll have the same problems fighting the first team on the ledge. So you basically have to fight here. And if you have the vision here, you can back them, and you can like come in and see when they've shot their disruptor shots out, come in and give them a couple of stabs in the kidney, and then leave before the disruptor cooldown comes off. Like if you can see all of their spells and all of their positionings, you should always be able to get a good trade. So that's the principle. But if you hold the ledge and they don't, then you know they have to fight in one place, and you can see everything that they're doing. It's like being Crow, you know. It's such an advantage. So yeah, that's the idea there. And the other thing is, if you add a medi to your composition and you hold the ledge, you can hang your medi here and drop them as soon as they leave their base, or drop them at their compound as soon as they leave their base. So yeah, if you don't have the tower, you should be in a really sweaty position. Like, you need the tower to have a good chance in the game. And there's so many different ways that you can get abused. Same, you know, if you went Raven and they've gone Disruptor, you can have your Raven sat here and then Seeker them as soon as they leave, and then just walk your Raven back home. Like, having high ground, having tower is just it's huge. It's most of the game up until sudden death. It's the same in ladder. Like vision is just incredibly important. Incredibly important. Weird nuke coming down from Big Wins. Forcing Levy to run down the ramp, I guess, is good. He kills both tanks. Oh boy. Yeah, Levy's Marines and Crackling's thing. He's almost got as much armor as he does damage. A Phoenix coming out. Fasten your seatbelts. Why does it say that? That's such a lame thing for it to say. Fasten your seatbelts? I imagine that if you're inside a Phoenix, probably doesn't even use seatbelts. You're in space, bro. Thank you for whoever that was, for whatever that was. Guessing it's a follow from one of our duties, but I haven't seen any new names yet, so don't know who it is. Anyway, there's going to be some sneaky attacks, I think, coming in through. I just don't think that this is going to achieve much. The damage has just been the gap. Like for a while, Big Wins was actually ahead, right? But now, the gap is just 44k to 33k. No, it's a 33% lead for Levy on Big Wins. Levy immediately coming in and taking the tower. I would crackling some positions up, especially this one. To see any drops coming in, for example. Nice bit of crackling. Borrowed. Doesn't take much supply. Look how quickly they spam out. 2 seconds. And even faster when you look at the chrono boost speed on that thing. 50% faster. So what was that? 1.5 seconds to get one crackling out. So just one borrowed can save your life. Plus, with the amount of armor that Levy has on these cracklings, I think he could, like, if you had like 5 Marines on Big Chief, he could probably scan, try to kill the crackling, and the scan will actually run out before the crackling dies. Like, it will be like a 2-scan situation. But Levy unable to take mid now, and the reason is you have this this Queen Ultimate Hero, as you see, which basically says I don't care at all about your armor because I do 400 spell damage. So what's your 195 health going to do? So the Queen here is extremely effective. The only thing he needs to worry about is double snipe from Levy, but the likelihood that Levy will get a double snipe on him is very low. Big Win's now doing a big double drop, but I think it's going to get crushed. He's actually found himself an alright angle on this PF, but just look how quickly he gets wiped. He does a solid 2,000 damage to that PF, a solid 10% there. Biggie. 5 armor, of course. This is Levy we're talking about. He probably had this 5 armor at sudden death. You don't tend to kill Levy's CC like that. Levy's what you would call a patient player, so rather than taking the risk and not buying the PF and not buying the 5 armor, which is what I do consistently every game, because I'm like, if you don't react to what's happening on the map, you deserve to lose your CC. So I will consistently skip PF and armor. And only really buy it once I get attacked. So like you'll see Levy try to all in me a lot, and I will F1 and spam 5 armor and try and then also there's health on the CC as well, this upgrade. So you spam this first, and then you move over and you spam this, and usually that keeps you alive against any kind of attack, unless it's air, in which case you need to put down a missile turret. But Levy's a much more conservative, patient player, and he'll rather forfeit the advantage for the safety of having the PF. And you know, it's very difficult to say who's wrong or right in that situation, because Levy will win lots of games because he had the PF in time, and I'll lose games. But other games will be like, well, if I'd spent 1,000 where I did, if I spent 1,000 on the PF and stuff, where I spent upgrades on that in the game, I would have lost. Hard to actually say when that's true, right? Here comes Levy. He's literally just sending cracklings in at this point. What is this? Oh, okay, he's like weaving into the Marines and killing them. Oh wow, this Colossus, did that just die to a crackling, or what did that just die to? I don't know. Big Win's just pinged over here. I think he said attack. I think he said go and attack Levy right now. I don't know. Yeah, he is. Big Wins wants to attack Levy, but I just don't think Biggie's fully, no, I don't think he's comprehending the situation. Levy's got 3k banked. What the hell? What's that 3k for, I wonder? Biggie actually has no compound either. He's got no way of rebuying his compound. He needs 350. He needs 350 to rebuy Zealots. And they're not holding mid, so he can't get that. There's no really good trade he can get with just Marines. So yeah, he's looking to drop, but there's not much he can drop. 25 damage against 21 armor, yeah. A Nova coming out from the Levy boy. Yeah, the thing is, Gork and Zuho has given up on his ghosts and instead gone for these chips. I don't see why. Obviously 400 damage is going to rip through everything Levy has, but the point is that Levy has a ghost and now a Nova, so like, he needs to actually deal with the anti-hero play before they get a bunch of heroes. And there's actually 2 Phoenixes now as well, so 2 Phoenixes and a Nova. That's what Levy's doing. That's what he's transitioning into. I don't think the Phoenixes should catch the Queen or the Colossi, especially the Colossi, because he can pop this button and stun the Phoenix for 2.5 seconds. And the range of this is actually quite large. It doesn't show you, but it's actually quite large. Webcam's in the way of what, Litchi boy? Isn't it just 3 EMPs that deal damage to the health? First reduce 60% of shields, deals X damage to the shield, next kills shield and starts dealing health damage. I'm not sure what you mean, Daniel. You mean on the Colossus, on the ship? Because yeah, the way it works is the first EMP will take 55%, is it? They keep changing this number. Yeah, 55% of shields. And then the excess damage, so 55% and 600. So where is it? Where's our Colossus? There he is. Right, so it's 55% of 1800, so that's like 900, let's call it 1000, and then another 600. So yeah, the first EMP isn't going to hit all of the shields, it's just going to do 1600 damage. And then the second one is going to completely finish off the shields because it will still do like 1000 shield damage and then stop at the shield threshold and then do 600 into the hull, so then it'll be at 2000. So yeah, I may have been lazy and just been like, oh well, 4 EMPs, that'll be like 2000 damage, and then assume that the first EMP will drain all shields. Of course it won't. So yeah, that's just for calculation purposes, like that's roughly true anyway. Like 600 damage on shields isn't really much of a big thing. But yeah, the point is like you figure out whether or not they can kill you with 4 EMPs, and if they can't, then you're okay. If they can, then you need to be super careful all the time. Big Win still doesn't have his bloody compound, so he's just on his Marines. He's having a fun time stimming them around. This is like when the rhinoceros is at the zoo and he doesn't have enough space in his enclosure, so he just moves around back and forth. This is kind of what Big Wins feels like, because he can't move out of his enclosure right now. Even though the gate's wide open, there's this big scary elephant or something outside. I don't know what rhinoceroses are afraid of. Oh my god, the chibs. Jesus, the chibs just ate like 500 Goliaths. Jesus. Wow, that was crazy. 500 health they have. The chibs are doing 422.5 damage. Bloody man. Oh my god. The nuke there. Hasta la vista, boom baps mass, and Levy's actually like making this game like likely for him. Look at this. He's just absolutely shreked boom baps supply. Well, let's see how much he's on. Yeah, he's on 160. It keeps going down, but it's around 160. Lyohe's using the little nuke emojis, and actually Bigman's tried to drop boom bap during all of that, rather than try to drop Levy. Well, I guess because he's just not going to get any money for dropping Levy. Somebody needs to be holding mid right now. I would come on, boom up, send 3 units up there, 2 or 3 units. Sometimes you can get it with 2, but 3 to be safe. Yeah, Big Wins is he's finished stereotyping. He's just being depressed now. 0 APM from our boy, your boy Big Wins, and he's just had enough. He's done with this game. What's up, Bashi? How you doing? We got a rhinoceros, actually an actual rhino, not just Big Wins type rhino. 41 armor on this Ultralisk. Check APM now. I am checking it now. Oh, 200, 300. This is how Raiden plays, because his average is like 200, even if he's sat in his base. Sick, Big Wins. You're on 400 bounty. Oh, wow. Levy tried to nuke really far into the base that his Nova was sat there, and then tried to nuke and immediately loses. The Nova does go down. And yeah, no one's actually holding mid right now. Big Wins is still on some 300 APM. Goodness. And actually, yeah, these Colossi are pushing back Levy and also even the Ultralisk, because 44 armor he's got, but against 200 damage times 2, no problem. So yeah, the Chibis are doing their job. Levy needs to get his Ghost back immediately. Like, the only reason he was in this game from sudden death is because he was able to kill Colossi after Colossi on Elegant and able to kill Kork and Ziher's ghosts. Like, the only reason Levy was in the game was because of the ghosts. And actually, double lift here. Boom Bap needs to just get his ass over here. Very nice. Fungal's over there, actually saving the Colossi, but the Phoenixes do escape, so the Warrior's still there. And Levy, obviously, he got max powers. Oh wait, no he didn't. No he didn't. Every gas that he has for heroes has been purchased. Because once your ally's CC dies, you lose their gas. Yeah, that's how it works. Because the gas is like linked to the CC compound, the CC building. So yeah, I think the Queen double Colossi is going to be absolutely fine. Double tank is going to help as well. Rather, quadruple tank is going to help. Get air Levy. I mean, air might help. At this point, the Goliaths are doing 31 damage against air times 2, right? But if the Void Rays have like 20 armor, or even if they have 25 armor, they should have higher than Cracklings, right? Then the Void Rays will armor cap almost. It'll be like 6 damage times 2. You're like 12 damage against 1000 health Void Rays. But of course, you do have a Queen. And the Queen is going to be very brutal. Oh no, Levy's realized that there's a stereotyping Rhinoceros over here. And he's going to come in and munch through. Look at this. This is going to be brutal. The attack speed of these, yeah. Oh, I like how their attack is called Claws. That's pretty cute. And yeah, Big Wins absolutely just stimmed his army into death and then getting one-shotted now by these Cracklings. And Elegant, meanwhile, Elegant now feeding his Goliaths into those cracks. Oh, this is dangerous actually. The Ultras can jump on these Colossi, I think. So Levy needs to be careful. I mean, Kork and Ziher needs to be careful. Boom Bap needs to get some more creep spreads. This is a very pitiful amount of creep spread. It needs to be covering the side of the map, for example, so that if his Queen ever needs to run away, it can via the back alleys, as it were. But yeah, the creep spread here needs a lot of work, and especially I think Tumor is free. It's just an 8-second cooldown, so it needs to be spamming the shit out of that. That's very, very powerful creep spread. You don't even need the tower for vision. Like that's great. You can do that. The burrow move does stun Chibi, yeah. It's actually, it can be an anti-hero thing. You can kill Thors and it can kill Chibis quite easily. Lasts 1.5 seconds on heroes and elites and 3 seconds on units. What's up, Nuclear Man? How you doing? Oh, my blue thing is blocking. Oh, yeah, well, I'll tell you. It says 52. Levy has 9 armor on his heroes. He's got 16 armor on his cracklings. He's got 11 armor on his marines. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you guys what you need to know. He's 52 armor on his ultra. That's the important thing. Well, I mean, I can move that thing for now if you want. Perfect. Thank you, the Black Soldier, for the follow. If you've said anything in Twitch chat, I can answer after the game, but otherwise it's very difficult to do both commentating and answering Twitch stuff. Levy is just warming up. Yeah, exactly. So he's got his Nova, he's got his 2 Ultralisks, he's got his 2 Phoenixes, he's got his 45 or 49 armor. It'll be 52 when he brings his Ultralisk together. Bit closer. And against him are double chibi. Oh boy, here comes a lash. Down goes 1 chibi. 650 minerals. What do I mean by 52 armor? I mean the number bigger than 51 armor by 1. Look at the Ultralisk right now. 52 armor. Queen lifted. This is very bad news. Oh boy, another lift over here. And this Phoenix itself has 25 armor. Down goes the Queen. I think double Colossi. Just 1 chibi left, and it's not going to happen. Levy's going to take it. Oh, what? I should just kill that Phoenix. Interesting. Never mind though, because like I say, 52 armor, 55 armor. This 1 chibi actually keeping him in the game, and then he lets it die. So now there is nothing that can deal with the armor of this 55 or 52 armor, because sadly his brother died. And here we go, Levy boy takes the game, spamming armor, killing Colossi, and then Nova, double Phoenix, double Ghost, double Ultra. I mean, you can't be angry about this. Korkenziha does a snipe, but it's got 8,000 health, so it's not enough. Well played, Levy boy. I really didn't have my money on you. Levy's like, whoa. Very nice, and there's his victory screen. Good job, Levy. Never doubted you. Sick, man. Well, and it only cost him 160 APM. Big wins at 154, but he was just stimming around his base. So Levy definitely tried the best there and had a great game. What can you say? What can you say? Monster, yeah. Bashi has some things to say about OOE players, except for Levy, so at least he's giving credit where credit is due. Yeah, that was a good game from Levy. I mean, what can you ask more from a player? Double Ultra, double Ghost, Nova, everything. What does Boom Bap have to say for himself? That was earlier. No, I didn't leave Discord because of your beatboxing, Boomy. I left it because it was getting really crazy. There was like 10 people in there and I couldn't think. Game is no longer available. Oh, that was earlier as well. Very nice. Hey Tornado. Probably 2 hours late, but hey Tornado, how you doing, man? Do Banes get the armor from Mercups? Yeah, I mean they should do, like every other unit. The scaling shouldn't be too great. Levy definitely gonna need a little bit of a timeout there. Yeah, I mean Boom Bap and Korkenziha had a good game. I think Big Wins and Elegant had an even better game. They should have won at sudden death, but you guys just need to work on your holding mid stuff, because that's very important, and you can throw away a lead like you guys did there. That was a prime example of throwing away a lead by not handling mid well enough. Yeah, we finished. Levy actually managed to win that. Levy's like one of the only dudes that Emily would recognize by name. Yeah, exactly. So Gotta save that replay. I'll be sure to upload it, Levy. Levy always asks me, even when he loses, he asks me to upload the video to YouTube. So I'll be sure to do that. Yeah. Yeah, so I think the Queen from Boom Bap was a good decision, but trading into Colossi wasn't the right choice for Cork and Ziha. What he needed to do was just keep his ghosts and then add gas and buy a Colossus later. Yeah. I did get a message from Black Soldier. I did, after he followed. I didn't read that at the time, but because everyone was spamming Twitch. But he says, "Hello, first time watching you live. May I ask why you have to be a sub to watch previous streams? I enjoy the YouTube content, but there is a lot more out here apparently." Yeah, I mean, obviously I stream every day, so I don't put most of it up on YouTube, but I do try, especially when Levy, what's it called, harasses me, for want of a better word, to upload them. But yeah, the reason I have it as that is just so that people know that I do want them to sub and that like it does matter, because otherwise people are like, he doesn't need subs, you know, I will just watch. So like I've noticed that since I did that, people did start actually subbing and like they understand that it's like actually needed support. So yeah, that's the reason I have it for that, like that. Probably can put a command up for that actually, because that's not an irregular thing. You complete me, you're my heir. Big wins. You're so romantic.
Some competition.
Yeah, I think he was talking to Levy.
Oh. I don't have to be worried.
Yeah. What? Did somebody... Lich, I already fixed that. I fixed that yesterday, man. So that means somebody went back and did it again. I'll do it again, but I already fixed this.
What did you fix?
So basically, there's a command that comes with Nightbot, which is called command, so you can see, or command, so you can see which commands are already available, and one of my mods made another command, also called commands, that says, "Are you sure about that?" Which basically shits on the previous one, and it disallows anybody from using it. So I fixed that, but if TV does it again, I'm gonna remove his mod status. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Alright, let's try now then. Good. See, that's working now. I am cold. I got my children's gloves on. Alright guys, I think that's it. I don't know if everyone's pooped out, but I'm guessing we're pooped out. It is 9 o'clock, so that is when the stream's supposed to end.
You're gonna get some.
Levy's gone to... Yeah, I'm gonna get some crisps and hummus. Jesus Christ, because somebody won't go to the shop again because there's a creepy security guard there. Anyway, I'll host my boy Turkey Dano because he's my boy and he does cannon rushes at a GM standard. So you guys enjoy him.
Do you want to play some Dota?
We can play some Dotes, but I'm getting some crisps first, Emily. Like, there's no question about it. We can play some Dotes in a little bit, yeah? Yeah, I mean, this is a long stream, like a lot of action. So, yeah, I'll be back soon. Hopefully, Lich, we can play some more. We had some good games yesterday in Dotes, so let's go and do that, my boy. And anybody else that plays Dota, Dreambook, you were around. Who else was around? Anyone that plays Dota, basically, get your ass in Steam, and we'll make a big party in a few hours, or maybe in 1 hour, an amount of time. Anyway, watch out for that. See you guys soon. Nope, that didn't work. Turkey Dano. I swear that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Alright, stream's not over yet, Emily, so don't say anything embarrassing.